Hi guys, there is a groundhog right outside this window. I don't know if we can get him on camera anymore, but he's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay, there's a tiny groundhog outside my window. I have never seen him before, and I literally just went to turn this on, and he waddled down the driveway, and he's so cute. I didn't even know that happened in my neighborhood. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Barnaby, we have a new friend critter. Okay, hello. Let me write what we're doing today. Hi, Katie. We're gonna make cheddar buns and onion rolls. Oh, shush, you're okay. Oops, I only said cheddar buns. That's okay. I'm gonna pin it anyways. So, hi guys. Hello from Panama. Woo! Okay, so this is 6 ounces of melted mozzarella and 1 egg. And I think we could do the onion buns first. And I will show you, how to make 2 different sizes. There's very, very small difference. Japan, hello. Hello. I know, I got sick. And I feel fine, but I still sound really gross. So I didn't want to do any lives while I was sick because it would have been you guys watching me blow my nose. Okay, so there's very little difference between these 2 recipes. It has the same proportions of cheese to almond flour. Hello from the UK. Hello from dreary Michigan. It got really cold again. So anyways, both of these recipes are up on my website, but I will say the ingredients. If you miss it, don't worry. Everything is written down someplace that you can get to you free on the internet. But this was 6 ounces of mozzarella and 1 egg. And then my dry ingredients are, I should stir these up a bit. 3 ounces of almond flour, 1.5 ounces. Oh, is it? Ooh, really? Should I keep going? Someone said it's ASMR. I don't know. I don't get that. I don't have that. Do you know of any good deals on almond flour? Sam's Club and Costco are making me broke. This came from Costco. That's where I buy my almond flours. Tends to be the best deal. Okay, so this is 3 ounces of almond flour, 1.5 ounces of Parmesan cheese, and it's just grated Parmesan cheese, 100% cheese, no fillers, which there's nothing like horribly disgusting about the ones with fillers. This is what I use. So if yours isn't working out, that might be part of it. A lot of the fillers, it's just plant cellulose, but it does, they do hold a lot of moisture, so that might throw you off a little bit. And 1 teaspoon baking powder, and then we'll do the onion ones first. So I do believe my recipe says 1/4 teaspoon onion powder. But I'm making these and I like them flavorful, so I'm going to add another, maybe 1/4 teaspoon. So 1/4, 1/4, almost 1/2 teaspoon. Just going to mix my dry up a little bit. In we go. How many cups of almond flour for 2 cups of cheese? I don't know because I weigh my dry ingredients rather than measure them. If you look on my highlights, I don't remember offhand, but if you look on my highlights for the fathead dough, at some point I did weigh out my ingredients and then measure it to see the equivalent. So that information is up there. I just don't remember it offhand. Barnaby. He's just really sad that he's not the center of attention. So we have stirred it, and now we are kneading it. Hello! Wow, 93 people. So usually I separate this into 6 small rolls. And then I say if you would like them to be larger, so not like a dinner roll, but like an actual sandwich bun, to make 4. To make, like if you were making like, yeah, like a hamburger. So I think for this one, we'll divide this batch into 4, and then we'll divide the cheddar buns into 6 so you can see the different sizes. Because I did call them like rolls, trying to make them not sound like like buns or whatever. Or did I say onion buns? I don't know. One of them, cheddar cheese buns, cheddar cheese rolls, onion rolls. Anyways, they're usually about the size of like a nice dinner roll. So if you want to make them bigger, all you have to do is make fewer of them, and each of them will be bigger. I made your fathead the other day, and it was on point. Yay! Yay! What is your deal? Are you sad? Do you want to say hello? Oh, usually I close the half bath door. Net carbs per roll? I think it's maybe 1.2, but don't quote me. It might be a little more, a little less. All right, now my cheese is a bit stringy, so I may warm it up in the microwave for just like another 10 seconds. What are you doing? I don't know, let's see how we're doing. No, we're okay. I just need to knead it for another minute. We're doing great. Hello, do you know the macros of one roll? I do believe it is 1 point. Okay. Not trying to be weird, but upper or lower Michigan. I'm in lower Michigan. I'm in north or southeast Michigan. Yeah, the full macros, protein, carbs, fats, calories, everything is up on my website. I did do that. What are you chewing on? And I will link that. Actually, so this morning when I said I was going to do this, I moved these 2 recipes to the very top of my little links. So they should be really easy to find. And if you already have the recipe and you don't care about that, just scroll all the way to the bottom, because the nutrition information is on the bottom. Much better. Just needed to warm the cheese up. Hello! So this is a little bit different than my normal fathead dough because it has the Parmesan cheese in it. I made these for the first time when I made those pepperoni sticks. I just really like that pepperoni and Parmesan flavor together. And it worked out so well that I decided to throw in some extra seasonings and try them like so the same ratio, but a whole bunch of different varieties. That doesn't cook as you're warming it. Nope, not if you just do little bursts. Tiny bursts. And again, on my website, there's a very long explanation for like microwave rules or if your dough's not coming together. That's why you asked. Are you in Michigan? Okay, so this specific recipe here, the onion bun, is also what I use for all of those flatbreads. I actually put garlic in those instead, but I have like a bacon garlic ranch flatbread and a Caesar flatbread. And then I did sort of like a Mexican pizza on this flatbread, and it's the same recipe. So when you're making this recipe, like for some reason, it happens much more often with this recipe than traditional fathead. If you're making this as a crust for something like a flatbread, you really need to poke the surfaces, like poke the whole surface with a lot of holes. Otherwise, it puffs up like a giant pita. If you don't have a microwave, I would use like a double boiler, and I can show you. No, we go to the UP several times a year. I'm currently looking at vacation home up there. Hello, hi Cece Star. Although you're not like Jeffree Star because he is. I love him so much, but he's a gossip. Perfect timing. So once these are in, I can show you how to melt mozzarella. Or actually, why don't we do that for the next batch? That's going to take too long. I was going to show you how to melt mozzarella in a double boiler, but I can do that later. All right, so I'm going to save that bowl because I'm going to use No, because some of that cheese might cook. So I'll use a clean bowl. All right, so these are the onion. Oh my gosh. Yes, he is an instigator. I just realized I forgot to brown up onions for my topping. So this is gonna have to be, we're gonna have to cheat. We're gonna have to cheat with the topping for this. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm gonna blame my cold meds. Cheddar buns. Are you doing it like this? Cheddar buns, because that's how I read that in my head. All right, so we'll make 4 with this batch so that we can see what the size is like when we make 4. And then for the other one, we'll make 6 so that we can visualize that size as well. Cheddar buns, cheddar buns. Was that right? Oh, cheddar. Cheddar buns. All right. So, to make 4 even buns or rolls or whatever we're going to call them, I just cut it in half and then I'm going to cut it in half again. And instead of rolling these out, I just make them into a little ball because they do spread out a lot. You just want to lay like the dog. He really knows how to get it done, man. So people say all the time, my cheddar buns come out really flat. Kicked off the internet. Uh-oh, I got kicked off the internet. It was bound to happen. Perfect time to reapply my lip gloss. Oh yay, we're back. Okay, so these do spread out a lot. So if you make them the size that you want them to be when you're done, they will spread even farther. If you make them like almost like these little balls, they spread out just right. So I'm going to take each. Obviously, this is not like a technique necessary for the success of your buns. It's just how I like to form them. 1, 2, because then you get the smooth surface on top. 1, 2, 3. That's a good tip. 4. You weren't talking back to me today, Cece. Were you nervous? Or were you just hate me so much? Huh? Which is it? The Success of My Buns is the title of your next book. Perfect. Vital to the success of your buns or optional regarding the success of your buns? All right, so, should we do it all at once or should we just go ahead and put these in? There was a weird delay in comments. Okay, thanks. That makes me feel better, I guess. So, all right. Should I put these in? Yes. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven. Well, that's not going to work. Vital to the success of your buns. Physics. Physics. All right, so these will go ahead and go in. So these were the onion ones. For the topping, let's crack an egg for an egg wash. This is going to be like one of my most scattered lives ever. Because I am on the Sudafed. What are you doing, goof? Which is a great excuse, because I'm also just a total scatterbrain, but seems like your secret is needing a lot. Yes. So my tutorial, like the real quick and dirty version that I have up on my highlights, I say 3 minutes, and that's usually how long it takes me. But when I'm chit-chatting on the lives, I sometimes I watch them back to make sure I didn't see anything really dumb. And I'm kneading for like 5 minutes because I'm like chatting. Go ahead and brown the onions. We'll wait. No. No. I have too much respect for people's time to, actually, I mean, You have to trust me on that since I just yammer on and on and on. But I don't want to make you watch me brown onions for 5 to 10 minutes. But I will make you watch me knead, apparently, dough for 5 to 10 minutes. She's really needy, fact. Can I get that on a shirt? Oh, I'm going to put this shirt I had on earlier up in my stories because it says, I wish sarcasm burned calories. And I thought, that's perfect for me for 1,000 reasons. But then I realized that it was a little, like you could see my armpit. And I feel like armpits are private. Can you use dried onion flakes? Probably. Like, I wish I was one of those people who's like, my whole body is beautiful, but that's not the space I live in right now, and that's fine. Let's find something fun to put on top. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. This is really fun. All right, I'm going to put Dax, a great family-run company, free plug. They make a seasoning called Everything But the Salt. So it's basically like everything but the bagel seasoning without the salt. So let's do that. 12 minutes, buddy. 12 minutes. Someone set your timer. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Yeah, you made it. I hate my armpits. Yeah, I just feel like I have no like value judgment on my armpits. It just feels private. It just feels like I don't want to be like sitting here like showing my armpits. I don't know. There's probably worse quirks to have, yeah? All right, so for the garlic buns, we are going to do 3 ounces of mozzarella and 3 ounces of cheddar. So it's a half and half. And this was my absolute very first time trying to make fathead with anything other than mozzarella. And then after I did it, like a whole bunch of like famous people were like, oh, I have that in my cookbook. Oh yeah, I do that all the time. I was like, oh, whoopsie daisy. I feel that. We should get armpit tattoos that say, don't look at me. Yes. My friend had a son who would get in these moods and he would say, don't see me. And I always think about that, and I think that is the perfect, like I know exactly that feeling, and I feel like that all the time. Don't see me. Just don't. Don't see me. And I'm using a super cheater, so I hope this works, because I've never actually tried this before. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I have never made fathead out of this cheese before. It is a mixture of like Colby and cheddar and Monterey Jack. So we'll see what happens. Don't see me. Just don't. Don't see me. Yes, don't see me. You guys want to see my tiny pop that I bought for myself today? It's much larger than my face. It feels like first walk on the moon historic. It will be if it doesn't work out. It'll be great. It's gonna be another live fail. Kind of like my my crepe turning. I answered more questions after I did my tutorial on crepe turning. I answered more questions about why don't you just use a giant spatula? Because when you go to put it under, it all just folds and it squishes into one side of the pan. So I use my two spatula method. Are you going to keto meetup in Royal Oak? I am in June 8th. Carissa, fun fact, was one of my very first friends that I made on here when I joined last year. Fun fact. Ooh, that's real melty. So usually it takes 3 trips to the microwave to get totally melted, but this guy is perfect. Hi from New Zealand. Hello, Kiwi. I have never been to New Zealand and I want to go so bad. She is a gem. She's my friend. Details. You can actually, whoever asked me that question, send the link, because we have a chat going on for the Michigan meetup people, and a whole bunch of people were like, the official details went out today, so get on that list. It's certainly not like private. And Lazy Keto Lady Audie, I think, is organizing again, and she organized the last one I went to, and it was lovely. Everybody does the meetup except where I live. Cece. Oh, one of his favorite dogs is walking by. It's a good thing he doesn't notice. All right. So we did onion in the last one. We're going to do garlic in this one. And this is how I measure garlic, because I like it so there's no such thing as too much. Stir my dry a little bit. Dump her in. I'm really craving cereal. What can I do? Oh, there's so much good cereal. Cereal School is good. Lolly's granola. Holy cow. It's my favorite granola ever. I got this cereal in my last keto crate called Catalina Crunch, and it's delicious, but it's like 5 carbs for a really small bowl. Garlic is also one of my love languages. Yeah, Cereal School, of all of the cereals I've been sent to try, Cereal School was by far my favorite. And they have like Fruit Loops. I was eating it and I was like, oh my God, it's Fruit Loops. Oh my God, it's Fruit Loops. And then 5 seconds later, I was like, nope, there's like a tiny piece of like protein. Like you can taste that it's like Shrewd Foods, a couple other things that are like protein puffs. You can kind of taste, it's not a bad taste. It's not weird, but it's like all of a sudden, you know, you're not actually eating Fruit Loops. Yes, follow Lazy Keto, thank you. Lolly's granola, yes, it's so good. Still, Cece, however many times I have recommended that, I still have had 0 negative feedback. 0. Lolly's granola is the you-know-what. It is the you-know-what. It's the boobs. It's good, but like a worse name for that. Another private part. My daughter starts keto, but she doesn't like vegetables. What can I do with her? Give her away. It's not too late. So if she wants to do keto, she doesn't have to include vegetables. I just did a week of carnivore with my friend, and it went very well, and we ate 0 vegetables. I don't know. I feel like not liking vegetables is a thing that lots of people have. Keto, not keto, young and old. So here, oh gosh. These smell like Cheddar Bay buns. They're so good. All right, so the last one we cut into 4 buns, which will be larger. I'm out of his treats too. This is the worst. I'm the world's worst dog mom. I'm out of your treats, my love. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to keep yourself busy for like 30 seconds. And you're gonna make it. I love Lolly's. All my local friends, yes. It's my fave. The only person didn't care for it because she thought the peanut butter tasted too much like peanut butter. Invalid. The limit does not exist. Invalid review, correct. Invalid. All right, to cut these into something that tasted like peanut butter, that was made with peanut butter, that was labeled as peanut butter, tasted like peanut butter. Gross. Okay. 1/2, 1/2, and then each of these halves I'm gonna make into thirds. And if you wanted to be really crazy, like Emily crazy, you could weigh the whole thing and then weigh 6 equal portions. But again, I at least like to pretend like I have respect for people's time. So, gonna make them into little balls, not make them round. I accidentally ate my whole bag of Lolly's gingerbread this weekend. The only good news is that you can't, I mean, a whole bag is like 8 carbs. So sure, like if I did that, I may not be proud of my choices, but it's not like it's going to take me waiting on my Lollies. Me too, girl. Me too. I got an email that was like, your postage has been printed. And I was like, oh, it's like one step closer. That's what happens when it's a small batch, you know, product made by actual people and it's not sitting on it's the only bad side. You know, you can go to the grocery store and there's 50,000 varieties of everything ready to go. But in my personal opinion, part of the reason that stuff makes me so fat is because of all the crap that they put in it so that you can leave it on the shelf for 18 months. Personal opinion. Personal opinion. Oh my God, yes, but the keto stuff is hard to find. It is. It really is. When people say that keto products are expensive, I say yes, yes they are. Like, I will never argue with you that keto products are expensive. But they're expensive because keto ingredients are really expensive. Hard agree. Thank you. Thank you letting us know that they had a sale going on plus your discount. Yay! I love it when that happens. I try not to post about it too much, but when there's a sale, I will post the crap out of it because, you know, I like to save money. But yeah, I think keto products are expensive because they are made from keto ingredients, which are really expensive. And they're usually small startup favorite, you know, small family companies. A lot of the companies that I work with, like Lolly's, Good D's, Chalk Zero, these are like small women-run companies. And I love Dax. Dax is a husband and wife, and they're really nice people. So they don't have these budgets, you know, like they don't have the budget to buy something like 1,000 gallons of something, which takes the cost per gallon down. They're usually making things out of expensive ingredients in small batches. So I need to buy Lollies. Sometimes I want it like 0. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, I always have grapefruit, but look, they had peony at Trader Joe's today, and it smells so good. It smells like a big bouquet of fresh roses. Not like peonies. She can't eat dairy if she do carnivore. Oh, I did dairy. I did all animal products. There's a great chart that shows like all the different varieties of carnivore. My podcast partner, Heather, because she's a badass, ate nothing but beef, salt, and water. I ate only things that came from animals, but all things that came from animals. I love peonies. It smells so good. So you can eat dairy and carnivore. There's like 0 carb carnivore, there's strict carnivore, there's keto carnivore, there is what she did, which is like the craziest end of the spectrum, which is just beef, salt, and water. Just ate a toasted cheddar bun with cream cheese, salami, and pepperoncini peppers. Yay! Excuse me while I blow my nose. So gross. Does anybody else do that? Like you get sick and then you're only sick for a few days, but you sound sick for a month and a half? What do you think of speed keto? I've never heard of it. I have never heard of speed keto. Oh yeah, those are pretty. So I have a loose piece of foil in my oven, a lot, because I bake things. My heating element is in the top of my, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it. I've never heard of speed keto. We just went hunting and got fallow deer. I'm excited to make salami. Nice. My heating element is on the top of my oven. Sometimes when I bake things in the center, they brown up before they cook all the way through. So a lot of times, and you'll see me talk about this on my website too, about loosely covering something with foil just to keep them from browning up too much before it's cooked all the way through. And how I usually do that is put a piece of foil literally on the rack above whatever I'm cooking on. It just kind of keeps the direct heat off of it. If anybody has that issue, it didn't happen to me until I started doing like keto cooking stuff. A lot of traditional recipes would say bake on top rack, bottom rack, whatever, middle rack, and it always worked out. but thank you. But when I started working with fathead stuff, I realized that sometimes, especially like bagels, they were browning up and they looked completely done, and then I yanked them out and like they were just a little bit gummy in the center still. I'm so annoyed. I count my macros and am super strict. I've lost 30 pounds and now on a plateau for like a month. Girl, I will... Oh, I shouldn't have said girl. I don't know if you're a girl or not. I can't break through and it makes me want to give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. All stalls break. And I have had 6-week stalls where I was really counting everything and really trying to lose weight. All stalls break. Don't give up. The only way that stall like won't break is if you start gaining weight, is if you quit. So you know that keto works for you because you've lost 30 pounds. So whatever you do, don't quit. Yep, sure, absolutely. There's 100 things to do. You can make sure to readjust your macros. If you've lost 30 pounds but you're still eating exactly the same as you did at the very beginning, you might need to adjust your calories, take an extra walk, take one day off. Yeah, see, I don't do fasting and stuff, so. Yep, we have all plateaued for a bit, absolutely. I don't want to say don't worry about it, because that's almost like patronizing, because it's frustrating, and it's totally okay to be frustrated and complain about it. Completely. I did when I had my really long stall, but just know that it will break. And it's one of the reasons I hate having weight-related goals. What's your advice to start keto? Read everything, read every label, keep it really simple in the beginning. Make sure your net carbs are under 20. Eat meats, eggs, cheeses, low-carb veggies. Keep it really simple in the beginning. Drink a lot of water. Make sure you get your electrolytes in. Read everything you can, but just keep it really simple. You don't have to know everything in the beginning. You'll learn as you go. Plateaus are another term for maintaining. I'm down almost 60 pounds since February. That's insane. That's a lot. What did you buy? What did you get? Did you just find a tiny piece of cardboard? Woo woo. So those are almost done. Instead of putting them both at the same time, I'm just going to take that one out and put this one in. I tried making your bagels today for the first time with recipe. Delish. Thank you. Yay. What's a great substitute for eggs? I have no idea. So I've been the same weight since January, which I haven't been counting my calories very much. I've sort of been doing like lazy keto. And Heather and I are going to be talking about setting new goals on the next podcast. So we record next Tuesday. And I already started a little highlight thread that says like march to 165 or charge to 165 or something, because I'm about 175 right now. And I'm going to shift my focus from maintaining and like having great habits and all of that crap, which is totally true, but sounds like crap when you're not losing and you're like, I'm just focusing on a good relationship with food. Like, it's true, but it still sometimes it sounds like you're talking yourself out of like, whatever. All that is true. I've had 5 months of maintaining, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't either losing weight or gaining weight. I mean, to be the same weight for 5 months is a complete triumph in my lifetime, because that's not how I usually do. I just got through a 3-month stall. Yeah, there you go. Yep, scale hasn't moved, but you're doing some body like recomposition. Yeah, thank you. So I also had my body fat done. And I actually have now like a scientific goal weight, which I would not consider it a keto treat. They're only about a carb a piece. I still Vancouver. I still only have like one fathead thing a day, just because I like to save my carbs for vegetables. I really like vegetables. I never know what is a treat, and so I always considered a treat something that's not necessarily nutritious. So, you know, being in a place where you can have a keto treat and like a piece of chocolate or a piece of a Danish or something like that's not filling a lot of my like vitamin A requirements, but it's delicious and it makes my life great. And having a sandwich on something that resembles bread is really great. And so that is a quality of life issue. And it's me enjoying my food, which I deserve to enjoy my food. At my gym, I'm going to talk about that later. I lack in fiber, right? Well, I don't know. I try to keep mine about 20-25 with veggies. So yeah, I consider a keto treat something that's not necessarily nutritious or something that you want to eat when you're not necessarily hungry. But that's okay. That's all part of normal eating. It's okay to say, I want to have a piece of this and then have it. Especially if you're, you know, if you're eating on plan and you're making the kind of progress you want to make, whether or not that's losing weight or maintaining your weight, or, you know, you're trying to gain muscle, like whatever your goals are, if you're eating in a way that is moving you closer to your goals, and that includes a treat, don't let anybody make you feel bad about your treat. Especially, you know, 30, 60, 90 days in, when it gets really hard and things start getting repetitive. Having a keto treat rather than quitting keto is 100% worth it, in my opinion. I was a huge potato chip and addict to pork rind. Seaweed crisps are my snacking treat. I love seaweed crisps. Hi from Nova Scotia! I do a cheat day once a month. A lot of people do. I don't break keto because I don't feel good, and I don't feel good for days. I know a lot of people that will go off for like one day and they feel totally fine, and that has become part of their long-term strategy of taking a break. Can you tell me what a basic day of meals looked like when you first started? Sure, it's about the same. What is the best keto bread recipe? So I don't have a great one. I have a lot of good mixes I can recommend to you though, that have the same chewy, like actual sandwich bread. All right. Here are our beautiful onion buns. So this is the batch we made 4 out of, and I'll show you the size difference later. I'll get these cooling, and then I'll put the cheddar ones on. Very fancy. I'm just throwing them on the counter. But I did wash the counter. There's a great kids show a long time ago, and the kid said something about cleaning his floor off, and he said, well, the floor is just the biggest shelf in your house. And I think about that all the time. I'm like, the counter is just the biggest plate in your whole house. Yay! Oh, they smell even better than they look. Believe it or not. All right, I'm going to set the timer for that one because I'm chit-chatting. Oh, here comes another very good boy. I'm really glad my dog is here and not looking out the window like I am, because he would be so sad. All of his best friends are walking by. Giant Diet Coke. Okay, so normal day of eating. I get up and have coffee with heavy cream, and I put my collagen in there. Sometimes I add a pat of butter or like a fat pack or something like that. Usually I try to save those for when I'm traveling. So when I'm home, I'll have coffee with heavy cream and like Truvia, or I already put everything away. What's the other one? Lakanto. Anyways, I like erythritol blends. I don't like 100% erythritol. I don't like 100% stevia. I like all of the erythritol blends. So that'll be the first thing, and then sometimes I have breakfast, sometimes I don't eat until like lunchish time, but I usually have eggs. Like I'm on a goat cheese roll right now, so I have eggs, scrambled eggs with goat cheese, and like some sort of meat. So sausage, bacon, mostly sausage. I'm on a bit of a sausage roll right now. So for sure, eggs, a little bit of goat cheese, and my meat. And then I will have either a giant salad, stevia sweet drops are good. Hi. Or sometimes I'll do mushrooms and spinach in my omelet. So then for dinner, I will have a veggie and a meat. And usually I will have a keto treat at like tea time. Very rarely do I have it like after dinner. Usually dinner is sort of like, I have first meal and second meal. I'm really into frying up Brussels sprouts, like deep frying them. I'm going to do a video next week on that. Why do you use electrolytes and collagen? Okay, so Cheese Kransky, what's that? So collagen is a type of protein. It's not a complete protein, so it doesn't have like all the amino acids that, say, protein from a steak would have, but it's great for your connective tissue. So your skin, they always say skin, hair, nails. It's good for your gut health. I read a lot about that. And the electrolytes are because when you are cutting out most of the carbohydrates from your diet, carbohydrates bond with water. And so we don't hold on to as much water as a normal person would if you're on the keto diet. So to do that, you need to make sure that you are getting electrolytes, supplementing your electrolytes, which makes you, I know it sounds scary because it makes you hold on to a little bit more water, but the reason that a lot of people lose like 10 pounds in a week when they go keto is because they are not holding on to any water anymore. But to stay hydrated, we need to up the electrolytes so that we carry the water a little more efficiently, hold on to it, instead of just walking around weighing 10 pounds less and being severely dehydrated. Sausage is so good. Okay, so the fried Brussels sprouts, I literally cut them into quarters, deep fry them for like 5 minutes, drain them, bring them out, Parmesan cheese, salt, lemon juice, life-changing. So good. Yes, fried Brussels sprouts with ranch. Thank you. I don't know if I'm being 100% right. I'm telling you my understanding of it. This is my understanding. So I'm probably getting some of the science wrong, but that's why I take it. All of that sounds pretty good to me. Obviously, I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. All right, you want to cut one of these open? Ooh! This is one of our onion buns. What brands do you recommend for collagen electrolytes? I have several. So, I like a liquid form, and I'll show you what I take, but there are other cheaper ways to get your electrolytes in. So I use this. It's great. It's easy. The new kind is tasteless. I take a capful in the morning. If you want, DM me after. I do have a code for you. But there are lots and lots and lots and lots of options. So that's what I use every day. I haven't tried any of these yet. It's things that companies have sent me to try. You can tell by the ring that I have not opened them. You have beautiful buns, Emily. Thanks, Cece. But they all the pill forms have the same thing. Calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium. These are the big four. When people talk about electrolytes, that's what they're talking about. There are also trace minerals, like there's the big four, and then there's an extra one in this, and then there's a lot more. There's a lot more trace minerals in the liquid form, which is why I like it. Plus it's like 100% bioavailable, so when you take it, you are taking it. Your body doesn't have to do anything with it. But like I said, obviously I have not tried these yet, so I cannot say whether or not they work. But if you Google it, there's tons of references out there. No Bun Please, I talk about him every single live, I swear to God, has great resources, and you can find out exactly how much you need, and you can piecemeal that together with like generic supplements. I have tried Good D's Brownies Mix. Highlight is a good liquid. See, I haven't tried that. All I can ever talk about is what I like. I haven't tried the pill form, but I know that there's, I don't ever want to say this is my favorite. Well, that's not true. I say that all the time. I don't want to ever say that my favorite is the best. It just happens to be my favorite. There's lots of ways to do it. There's also trace elements, or I don't know. There's so many options out there. But if you Google it, you'll find, you know, the big four: sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. I don't know. The liquid is called Keto Bean. If you want to know more, I will talk. I have a post about it where I talk all about it. But I don't know. It's just easier for me. It's one of those things where I am in and out of the fridge every morning, all morning, getting my cream for my coffee. And it's just become a habit that I take it in the morning. I take a capful in the morning, done. It's got everything in it, so it's my favorite. Sole water. Okay, that's the thing. Cece has a recipe for Sole water, electrolytes, apple pie electrolytes. It's close to free besides cost of high quality sea salt. Yep. There's never ever one way to do anything. there's always sort of a convenience payoff with free, you know, like sometimes you pay a little bit more for things that are super convenient, but there's never any one way to do everything. There's lots of ways to get your electrolytes. Hello! Sorry to change the subject. Have you tried to use pork rind for the fathead dough instead of almond meal? I have not. I think it would be too high in fat. Yeah, check out, Cece has a recipe up on hers for the apple pie electrolytes. Trust me, this doesn't go just for electrolytes. There's never only one way to do anything. You can always find, something that'll work for you. Yeah. All right, let's cut this open. I need a knife. And, oh, this is perfect. There's 3 minutes left. I feel like my time management's not exactly great. Oh, oh, they're so soft. We need cheesecake. Da 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 da. So, try to show you the texture of these. They're lighter, believe it or not, than fathead. Something about the Parmesan adds a little moisture, I'm not sure. Definitely more dense than a traditional sandwich bun, you know, because it is sort of a fathead, but not quite as dense as a fathead. Like fathead bagels are super dense, delicious on purpose. Barnaby saw you and he wants some. Barnaby, is that true? I'm going to give him the kind, actually I can't, it's got onion in it. So many ways to keto. Exactly. I'm sorry, my love. So here, I'll take a bite of it. I know you want me to. Good God, it's an onion roll. It's an onion roll. Wait, let me get close here and see if it's focusing. Nice and soft. It's one of the breadiest breads that I've made. And this is why I make all my flatbread with this instead of, don't bite it in front of us, I'm gonna die. Sorry. We do need small gram. It smells so good, right? Totally black magic. They're so good right out of the oven with butter that I just can't. But also you can see how big they are. It's like a legit hamburger bun sized because we made 4. So each one is a little bit bigger. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So the cheddar buns, which will be done in about 2 minutes, we made 6. So they're a little bit smaller, like a dinner roll. So if you want them for sandwich buns, like to make a sandwich or a burger, opt to make 4. And you watch me make them. These are the onion rolls. I pinned it. I meant to do 2 and I pinned 1 and then I was like, cheddar buns hit, and then I was gonna make another one and then I realized I could only pin 1. I'm truly grateful following you. My neighbors are always asking me what I'm baking. Oh yay, thank you. Wait, cookbooks? Do you have a cookbook? I don't. I want one. Write a cookbook. I want one. I'm not shy or embarrassed about that. I would love to have a cookbook. I mean, I just started with the blog in December, so I'm still learning, and people write me those almond cookies I posted. I forgot almonds, and someone was like, I think you might have missed an ingredient in your post, in your latest post on your blog. And I was like, Oh, of course I did. But like people write me all the time, you know, hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but you said this, and then you said the exact opposite in your second paragraph. And I'm like, thank you for letting me know. Like, I'm still learning. I'm definitely still learning. And I know like everybody is always learning, but I'm literally like 6 months in. So yeah, at some point I would love a cookbook, but I'm still learning how to do the basics, like include almonds in your almond cookies. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. Oh, they're perfect. 12 minutes on the dot. Let me just move this one. And then we'll get this one out. Ta-da! Oh, I forgot to egg wash these. Oh man. That's all right. This will serve as an example. So this one, you can see the sheen on it. This is the onion bun that we made that I did remember to put an egg wash on. Oh yeah, there you can really see it. And these cheddar buns, a little smaller. They're still beautiful, but there's no sheen on them because I forgot to put the egg wash. Oh, thank you. This is my most fun thing ever. It makes me feel good that I'm actually like being helpful because I'm having fun doing it. So having fun doing something, like having a ton of fun doing something that other people find helpful is the best thing ever. Hi, Audie! No, I don't have a cookbook, but I want one. I would love to. I would love to have a cookbook. I am not shy or embarrassed about that. All right, so those are cooling off. I will get a plate so we can really see the difference between the two sizes. I mean, we can see the difference, but this one's too hot to hold. I'm done. All right, so this is the one, and this is the one we made 6 out of a batch. This is what I have the nutrition information on for on my website. So this, I believe, is like 1.2 carbs. This is the batch we made 4 out of. So I'll actually, now that I'm thinking about it, put this option on my website and calculate the macros. But all you would need to do, if you really need to know, is take the macros for this, multiply it by 6, and that's the macros for the whole batch. Then you take that and divide it by 4 if you have 4 servings, and that would be the macro for the larger one. How many days are they good for? Good question. So I always save them. I saved any fathead-based thing either in an airtight container or a gallon Ziploc, and I reuse them a lot. A gallon Ziploc in the fridge. This makes 6, or like a good sized flatbread. So I don't tend to save them for too long, but when I'm doing like cooking demonstrations like this, like I now have 2 batches of these, which is more than I can go through in a few days. I'm actually gonna freeze. I'll freeze half of both batches. So I freeze fathead things all the time once it's cooked. I don't chill my dough. I find it cooks at the best right when it's fresh, like freshly assembled. But I do freeze baked fathead things, and they freeze very well. Honestly, so many of the things, it just takes 30 seconds in the microwave to zap up. Nothing is ever good as it is right out of the oven. But I think they heat up really well. Nope, I don't think the flavor has changed. Need my address? Yes, please. DM me your address for shipments that I don't make. So 6, 4. Egg wash? No egg wash. Oh, let me cut one of these open. Half cheddar cheese, all mozzarella. This might be a little bit, these are really soft. Ooh, you see that I'm cutting that, how soft this one is? This is half cheddar, half mozzarella. Neighbors just walked by, don't worry about it. Meet new people and they say, what do you do? And I say, I create content for the internet, because it's so vague. It's just so vague. Like, I could mean anything. Somebody could think I'm in like naughty stuff. I mean, not once you get to know me at all. I create content for the internet. Right? Pretty good, huh? Nice and soft and chewy. Yep, 2 of each. Do it, do it, do it! And you know, so this is the one, the cheddar, the half cheddar cheese. This is what I use to make my Mexican pizza. Anyone who's actually Mexican is probably like, no, just because it has crappy taco seasoning in it. Basically what you'd find on like loaded nachos, I made on a flatbread, seasoned ground beef, a little bit of cubed like Roma, like a taco. Lettuce after it was cooled, cheese, jalapenos, like I did that like as a flatbread, and I used the cheddar version. And then the Caesar one, I used garlic in the bread, but I used all mozzarella. So these are all very, I think, fun, easy to just like change up a tiny bit for like a little bit different flavor profile, and like you can get so creative. Maybe you're not eating enough, but if you watched me form them, they were basically like balls. Like I didn't squish them down at all. Also, number one, when you make the flatbread, do you poke the holes? Yes, over the whole surface. Number one culprit for fathead things not puffing up is old baking powder. Baking powder expires, and it'll say it expires in like 18 months, but it's only $1. And as big of a cheapskate as I am, I usually buy a new one like every month. I do, because if you think about it, Parmesan cheese is like a harder cheese, but there's a lot of moisture in it. So when you're making anything like a fathead base, you've got your ratios of what to dry. Parmesan is sort of, this is getting too, like, I'm getting too complicated about it. Parmesan, you could add a little or a lot, and it's not going to mess up your ratios. There's exactly the right amount of moisture in Parmesan cheese for fathead, in my opinion. So when it cooks, it starts kind of releasing a little bit of steam, and I think it gets a little puffier. The only difference between this recipe and my regular fathead, the ratios are the same. The only difference is the addition of Parmesan cheese. So that's how I came up with that theory. So good. So good. Don't smush them. Yep, don't smush them. Fresh baking powder. I get the Trader Joe's. It's like aluminum free, gluten free. I think it's $1.19. Every once in a while, like every once in a blue moon, I'll buy myself flowers, and usually that's when I'm feeling spendy in spring for a fresh bottle of baking powder. Onion bun recipe on your website? Yes. Both of these are up on my website. So here's the size difference: cheddar, half cheddar, all mozzarella. Here's all the bits and pieces that I'm going to keep eating. Thanks so much for joining me, you guys. This was fun. I'm probably going to do another one this week because I'm still trying to do 2 a week. But I got sick and sounded even grosser than this. Fresh grated. I'll show you my parm. It's not fresh grated. Well, it's sort of freshly grated. I didn't grate it myself. But it's Trader Joe's, and the only ingredients is cheese. The whole live on your YouTube channel, once you upload it, I missed the majority of it. Have you tried making these? I have tried making these. Okay, good. You're welcome. I hope it's fun, and I hope it's helpful. And also, this might get cut off. If it does, I have no idea how much time has gone by in the world. But I made something really fun today. I'm going to show it to you. It's been in the oven all day long. Literally all day long. It's a giant roast. So you guys really do want to come over. Barnaby. Oh, look, I was right. There's my countdown. Okay, bye, you guys. Thanks for sharing. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. and asking me questions and being so supportive. Everyone is so nice. Okay, I'm going to put this on YouTube. Made one yesterday. Yay! Okay, bye. Okay, this time I mean it.